Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How we doing?
It's Thursday.
It's
cold. The week is coming to an end, but it's a lovely morning.
It is a lovely morning, and I want to give a special shout out to my TikTok fans tuning in right now. We are currently live on TikTok, and you guys know the routine. For the better part of 2 weeks or so, we've been going live on TikTok, so I have to turn this off now and encourage you guys to come on live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Guys, I'm kind of getting the hang of this TikTok thing here. Oh, there's a
Clearly
audio.
You
I'm
are.
sorry about
You're
that.
definitely
Okay.
getting
As I
the
said
hang
it, I really embarrassed myself. But yes, it's been great. We've been enjoying cooler temperatures. I believe the temps were as low as 64 this morning when I got up. I saw that at least.
Yeah, it was 64 in your neck of the woods. In my area, well, in Belize City, I saw it got as low as 67 degrees.
Okay.
But, you know, that's cruffy winter for you.
That is definitely cruffy winter.
That when you take out the old sweater, the old jacket, you kind of.
I love that jacket.
Yeah, man, that jacket there, that one there where you sit down in the barrel.
I like.
you kind of dust off that canfa balls.
Yeah, the balls, right?
Yeah, you know, that bottom of the barrel thing. You don't worry about that, man. People understand.
They really
when
do.
You pass, when you walk past somebody and you smell and leave it at the bottom of the barrel, and like, I understand. Don't worry about nothing. I got you, we good. And you know, people tolerate it this time of the year because of how cold it is.
And we love it. We welcome it. You would know that here in Belize, it's a bit more on the warmer side. We are the tropics, and so when we do get that little bit of cooler temps, we embrace it. And so good morning to anyone really enjoying the cooler temps as we are here. And to anyone else tuning in the diaspora, I know that there are certain parts of, for example, the United States that have been experiencing snowstorms. And so
that's true.
We know a lot of people would be saying right now, only 64 or 67 have nothing on our below 0 degrees. And we definitely empathize with you guys as well. So try to stay warm, everyone, at this time. But Paul, we do have some conversations lined up for you guys tuning in throughout the course of this morning, starting off with empowering teenage mothers with youth enhancement services. Also, fighting forward, Dr. X shares his treatment story. Shaping young minds at Anglican Cathedral College, and fighting to rise through the ropes with PROFC. Or PROFC. PROFC, yeah. Yes. You know, I know.
No, that's okay. The words are joined. Those are usually separate. So
yeah, okay, cool.
No reason to feel embarrassed about that, right? But also, apart from our show lineup for this morning, these are the 5 topics we have on our list for discussion, the 5 things you need to know. First of all, PUC's turn. Regulator pressed for swift merger review. An interesting conversation worth having about the PUC's role in this entire acquisition conversation. San Pedro teacher convicted, sentenced to 18 months behind bars at the Belize Central Prison. That's one that's developing as we speak. Thin FOIA disclosure put spotlight on constituency spending. Also, major solar project launched to drive Belize's clean energy future. And last but not least, an article coming out of Costa Rica says that Costa Rica stays Central America's priciest vacation destination.
And you
guess which country
yes.
is the second
Yes.
most expensive vacation destination in the region? Ding, 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 ding. Belize. You got that right.
Yeah. All right, Paul. Well, let's perhaps begin with what has been perhaps a little bit more of a pressing conversation taking place in online spaces. I know that 2 days ago, we would have shared on the news the situation involving the teacher in San Pedro. He was charged for 2 of 3 counts of sexual harassment of students at San Pedro High School. Now, whenever we cover stories like this, it's always, a little bit uncomfortable. We never want to normalize behaviors of the sort where teachers, adults, would be considered as predators to younger people as well. And then, of course, in learning institutions, I think it's even more alarming because minors are there. They're sent there by their parents, by their guardians to ensure that they're protected, but to ensure that they get an education, that they learn. They're there for many hours throughout the day, and to consider that these are also spaces that children, that minors, that young people could also be preyed upon by predators as well is also something I think that's concerning. But what has made this story all the more interesting is not necessarily that topic only. It's the fact that there has been another side, another point of view. Many persons coming out vouching for Mr. Alex Norales. His family as well have also come forward to express that they have got it wrong. They have the wrong guy. They are issuing several statements online. There was also a protest held, or a statement really held in San Pedro yesterday by his family and several other people who are, character witnesses saying that this is an upstanding man, Paul. This is someone who has been nothing but support for young people, who have given of himself selflessly as an educator, is now being targeted, and they want justice to be seen. They want this man to be released. They want persons to remove that narrative of him as a predator. And I think it's creating quite a buzz right now.
Absolutely. So that the person we're seeing on the screen is Mr. Alexander Norales. And just to set the stage further, he's a former high school teacher at San Pedro High School, and he has been found guilty in a court of law of sexual assault. Yeah, so he's found guilty of 2 counts of assault, 3 counts of assault.
2 of 3, yeah.
Involving, right, so there were 3 levied against him. He's found guilty of 2 of them involving minor students, right? So these offenses reportedly took place in January of last year. So the former teacher, it's important to emphasize, Sabrina, that the former teacher has been tried in a court of law, and that he has been found guilty by somebody sitting, by a magistrate in this case, I believe, and he has been sentenced to 18 months behind bars, right? So you have to take that into consideration and appreciate that there was a legal process.
Apparently that has been ongoing for 2 years,
right? Since
2024,
right? And that the court has made a decision, right? And on the other hand, people's freedom of speech affords them, anybody, the right to disagree with a court ruling or a judgment, in so long as they're not in contempt of court, right? And in this case, his family is essentially saying that he was wrongfully accused to begin with. That is what Mr. Norales' family is saying. So his daughter launched a public campaign.
Yeah.
And she has been very vocal. We saw a post from her on our screen moments ago in support of her father, right? And this led to that protest that took place yesterday at the Central Park in San Pedro on Hamburger Street. For me, there's several things that is critical to look at or take into consideration when you look at this case. The first thing is that two things can be true at the same time, right? So it is true, first, that the court found Mr. Morales guilty. That is true. It is also true that his family and friends and community members don't agree with the ruling based on their knowledge of him. And we've seen past students, we've seen teachers. I've even seen the former president of the BNTU, Miss Elena Smith.
Yes.
Yes, right. Yes, so I've even seen the past president of comment on, or at least give support to Mr. Morales to tell him hold his head high and so. So both things are true. The family believes that he was wrongfully accused and the court found him guilty. So in a sense, you can be on both sides and hold to your truth.
Yeah.
Right? Secondly, there is a level of sensitivity with which one must approach this situation. And you brought it up, right? Because in a situation like this where there are reportedly two minors, two students involved, female students at that, you have to be sensitive about that, right? Let's not go down a road where we begin to try to dissect and evaluate and try to discredit, in a sense, the claims of these two victims. Because then, especially young women, right, in the society and the age we're living in today, because the road you could find yourself down is a road where you end up re-victimizing the victim, a road where victims may feel less encouraged, right, to speak out and feel less emboldened to make these allegations or to go out and lay these claims before law enforcement and before a court of law. So there's a level of sensitivity that must be had when you're approaching a situation like this. And I think third and most important, in today's day and age, as teachers, especially male teachers, you have to walk a fine line, a very thin line when dealing with students, especially female students, right? And I saw somebody make a comment to this extent yesterday. So while it may be the nature of a teacher, so what we're seeing here is protest from San Pedro's son. This is video from some versions from the protest. So while we may be in the nature of a teacher, especially a male teacher with a daughter, right, to have this sort of fatherly presence and instinct about him, this matter shows that there must be some personal boundaries set as a teacher when interacting with a female student. While the interactions, I get it, granted, are innocent and may be innocent, boundaries has to be defined and they have to be set so that nothing like this, even what may be an innocent hug in some cases, cannot be misconstrued or misinterpreted for anything else. And I'm sure male teachers are thinking about this right now.
And it's interesting that you said an innocent hug, because that is what the daughter is claiming is the reason that her father is now remanded in prison, is currently in prison for a hug. We also saw several photos be shared on social media of Mr. Norales hugging different students, taking photos with different students. It seemed like this teacher really had relationships with his students in the sense of he tried to build a level of trust, and ultimately you want to have good relationships with your teachers. As I went on to say in the start of my conversation, these kids are at schools with these educators for long periods of times, and a lot of times it's these educators that provide help to these children who might not have the necessary support that they need at home. I was watching a live that Mr. Norales did about 3 days ago. He had shared what was, I imagine, the recent announcement that he would be charged for these claims. And he expressed having relationships, or having trusting relationships with students, innocent relationships with students, both male and female. He expressed, paying for school fees, paying for uniforms, paying for lunches, even housing at one point, male students in his home, providing necessary support for kids that might not have it. And this isn't an unusual situation. A lot of teachers do this. A lot of teachers go the extra mile because they build relationships with these children. They almost feel like their own children. I saw a speech that his daughter, Vivian Norales, shared yesterday as she presented her statement for her father. She spoke of having almost a sense of jealousy, the way that her father was always there for other children, so much so that she wouldn't even see her dad as much. That's also a very common thing where teachers, they give their lives to their profession. However, it's still important to mention, Paul, that there has to be boundaries set, because it can so easily fall into the other side. It could so easily be looked at on the more extreme side, which we cannot deny also takes place. There are also teachers in these institutions who are predators.
Of course.
And a lot of them are happening right under our noses. A lot of them we also know, or people also know, and they're not actually talking about it for various reasons. So that's a claim now coming out of San Pedro High School. They're saying, you have the wrong man. There are so many other educators there who are sending nude photos, who are having sexual relationships, romantic relationships.
We're talking
with
about
students.
generally.
That's what they're saying. With students at San Pedro High School. And I'm sure, and I know it's bold statements coming out there right now, Paul. And this is also specifically coming from the daughter. She's saying that she will make it her mission to put a spotlight on this high school, because she does not feel that they did the right thing to protect or to stand up and perhaps in this case fight for her father, who she claims is innocent.
Again, like you said, those are bold claims being made. We don't know that those are facts. What we have to work with is the facts before us. And so all that you've mentioned, based on how Mr. Norales has described his relationship with the students, and based on how his daughter has described it, paints the picture of a very compassionate man, right? And so what I'm saying is that there must be a way where you can show compassion while setting some boundaries. And I'm thinking that's the conversation that teachers are probably having right now, because while for most, if not many of the students, a hug or even if it's a side hug or a pat or a high five may be something innocent and may not be misinterpreted. Some students may feel uncomfortable, and it may come off to them as inappropriate. And we as a society, we've been calling for the laws or for law enforcement to be stricter and to take the sides of victims, right? And so this is the result of that, and this is the result of those sort of social calls that we've been making for us as a society to believe victims first. From the first instance, they come up and they make a claim and they make a statement and then go from there. And so, like we've said, there's many angles to look at this issue, and so I'm sure it's something that will continue to follow. At the end of the day, I know the hands of the prison is tied in terms of the court has already made a ruling. The court has already made its ruling, and they will have to go back to the court and go through the courts, perhaps appeal this thing to see if they could get a Supreme Court bail, perhaps, which is either today or tomorrow, and we'll see how the story continues to flesh out.
My final thought on this, and I imagine you would have already mentioned it before, either in conversation while this was ongoing yesterday, but I question what evidence was placed there as well that would lead him to be charged, because if this was ongoing since 2024, I imagine there has to be some type of evidence that would have led them to make this judgment too. And so I wonder what was introduced as evidence to suggest that this actually took place.
You know, and that's the thing, you start to get into a very tricky gray area when you question the authority of the court or the legitimacy of a ruling.
Because they have to have some type of reason to come to that judgment.
Right, and when you begin to do that, it's almost like you're beginning to lead down a direction where you're insinuating that confidence in the courts and in the judiciary should be eroded, right? And then you begin to question, all right, so what about this other judgment? And what about that other judgment? And it's an area that you don't want to go down because it's not healthy for a society that is based on law and order and depends heavily on the judiciary to carry these cases and make sound rulings and sound judgment. But yeah, it's not the first time we've questioned or judged
well, when I say I
from
question, I mean along the lines of there has to be some type of evidence placed there. Like they wouldn't just go based on hearsay.
You would hope so.
You would hope so.
Because that's how the judiciary is supposed to work.
And so I'm hoping that we also take that into consideration as well. And I'm not saying that, you know, they wouldn't or would have anything. These are all the things that crossed my mind and we're all discussing at this point.
That's good. Very good point, Sabrina.
Well, let's move things along, Paul. Time is running out, and we probably have time to touch on one more topic. Do you want to go into...
I was looking at the constituency development funds.
All right, let's get into that.
Right?
Well, we know that...
Simply because we began following this story a couple weeks ago after the Office of the Prime Minister responded to the FOIA request by Jerry Enriquez, right, social activist. He requested a detailed breakdown of how the constituency development funds are disbursed and how they're being spent and what sort of accounting are in place for those spending. And what he received in return was a one-page document from the Office of the Prime Minister simply identifying how much each area representative receives. Nothing else. So nothing to say this is how much they receive, this is the accounting of it, this is the receipts to show how much they've spent on it. And
just an Excel sheet saying...
Yes. And in some cases, some constituencies, these constituency development fund amongst the six figures. Most, if not all, amongst the six figures, but some six figures are higher than other for annually, right?
Yeah.
And so now we must, as the media, do our due diligence by asking the area representatives themselves what they do with the funds and if they are being accountable or keeping account of these spending. Since the Office of the Prime Minister is telling Mr. Enriquez, we are essentially saying, we just give you this, then we have to find out for ourselves. So the assumption has long been that these funds are being used without any kind of accountability. It's the PUP, the Britannia administration, that implemented the Constituency Development Fund. Before that, there wasn't really a name to it, right? But we've long held the assumption that this money kind of get used as pocket change, right? Constituency petty cash. So when you need a little help, hold your breads, hold your sis. But Pocket change politics, in my view, is unacceptable because pocket change politics comes without the level of accountability and the level of oversight that is necessary.
I'm really curious to see how deeply we can get into getting more information on how these constituency leaders go about actually dividing this money monthly indeed, because when you look at the size of different constituencies, and if you saw the list, it's not every constituency that gets the same amount. I believe aside from the Prime Minister's Orange Walk Central that gets $25,000 a month, we have Belize Rural Central, which is a very large constituency, getting $23,333.33
down to the cents.
And the only one under that is $20,000, and the least is $10,000, which are of course from the opposition side.
Well, what's interesting is you mentioned Belize Rural Central. They're getting $23,000, and yes, they're a large constituency, but they have like 7,000 plus voters, and they're getting $23,000. But if you look lower down the list, and you look at down south,
Stan Creek West, 20,000 they get, which is still one of the larger ones.
Yeah, they get 20,000, but they have close to double the size of electors than Belize Rural Central.
Stock, which is a larger one as well, they only got 15.
Yeah, so there's disparity there, where Belize Rural Central has some 7,000 and they're getting 23,000, and Sand Creek West has over 10,000 and they're getting less than what we're seeing is being received in the Belize Rural Central.
But what we know to be the process is that these area representatives, they would host clinics throughout the week, or I guess at the month at least. I would hear often, you know, they would come on the morning show and talk about the clinics that they would host, and constituents would go and they would visit their area representative, talk about different things they need. I imagine that's where the appeal for certain resources would take place. Well, but I would be interested to know how they go about prioritizing what to give their finances to.
Yeah, so well, the Prime Minister obviously gave a list of what the funds are supposed to be used for when the bill was introduced in 2021. But anyways, to say that yesterday we asked the area representative for Caribbean Shores, Karim Musa, if he has been keeping account of his $15,000, because he receives $15,000 monthly. That amounts to $180,000 annually in constituency development funds. And he said, yes, Paul, I've been keeping account of it. But when we asked him if he is willing to open the books and show us, the media, how he's been keeping account of it and what he's spent the money on, or at least what his constituency team along with him has spent the money on, well, he said, he basically cop out. He said, why, well, all my receipts and all my accounting and everything what I have.
Could fill up this room.
Yeah, one, they could fill up this room, so that a lot to go through. Well, I don't mind go through. Listen, I go through a lot of documents. So not bring that to me, but also he said, well, all of that I done forward to the cabinet secretary. So all of that information there with the cabinet secretary, in other words, and I really got it for me, you know. So not go ask me for it. Go ask the cab sec. Well, that's what Mr. Enriquez did. Mr. Enriquez asked the cab sec, and for whatever reason, the cab sec and the office of the Prime Minister saw fit, they did not give that information to Mr. Enriquez, and by extension, the public. So when he said that to me, I side-eyed like, So you know, why we look into it, or what's happening there? So since the office of the Prime Minister has failed to give it to Mr. Enriquez and provide all this information requested by Mr. Enriquez, then we have to do our jobs. And we have to, every time we approach these area representatives, whether in opposition or in government, we have to ask them, for the people, what are you doing with those thousands and thousands of dollars that you receive in constituency development fund? Some people say, when you're looking at my area, just look on the streets. These things are supposed to help with streets as well. I'm seeing no development. People are saying in the midst of this conversation that they're seeing no development in their areas, and not all, but in a lot of these areas, they're seeing no development when their area representative, they're receiving so much money. So we have to ask.
And we will be asking, and of course, we will be providing updates as we get that as well. Paul, we are completely out of time
I realize.
for this portion of the conversation. We have to wrap it up. But we want to say thank you to everyone who's engaging online in the comment section.
We have comments?
I do see some. I see someone here saying they have the wrong man for the conversation that we had previously. Dorla D said, good morning, open your eyes, family. Miss Sonia Singh saying, blessed cold morning, everyone. She's feeling the cold too, Miss Sonia. We are too. I wish we could bring a blanket on set with us right now. It's quite chilly in here. We have Mr. Wilbert saying, good morning, Sabrina and Paul, open your eyes. Greater Belize media staff. He's giving everyone a good morning. Good morning to you as well. And then, of course, anyone else tuning in right now, also good morning to you
I
guys.
see someone commented saying also why, like questioning why did they send up Mr. Norales, or why did they send him to prison if he's innocent?
Yeah,
right?
that's on the other lab. But yes, definitely, I saw that one too.
To ask.
All right, well, Paul, we do have to cut this portion of the conversation short at this time and head over to our Eye on the Weather from the folks at the National Meteorological Service.
Excellent. And so this is our today's weather forecast. Generally, we have variably cloudy skies with little or no rain over most places today, except for periods of rain or a few showers lingering, mostly offshore this morning, then over some southern coastal areas later today. So rain along the coast and rain out in the sea. Today's temperature, the coast along the coast is going to be 79 degrees Fahrenheit, higher end, and 68 on the lower end. Inland we have 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 63 degrees Fahrenheit on the lower end. And in the hills, then people will live that car, were locked in and tuned in. I want to look like only that the most cold this morning. So feel for right now, 70 degrees Fahrenheit on the higher end, and the lows drops as far as 58. Man, most probably the snow in the hills, the Kaya and the mountains right now. Marine conditions, the sea state is going to be rough, right? That's it. It's just it. It's going to be rough today, so you're going to have to prepare for that if you're going to be out in the sea. The wind is going to blow from north to northeast at 15 to 25 knots. Tides, today we're looking at a high tide at 5:40 a.m. and then we're looking at a low at 9:56 a.m. and then another high at 4:18 p.m. and tomorrow's low at 12:30 a.m. And in our extended forecast, 80 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast tomorrow, 83 degrees inland, and Saturday 81 degrees along the coast, 84 inland, and then as is expected, the temperature will drop significantly on Sunday, right? 75 degrees along the coast and 75 inland. So if you don't pull out a jacket yet and then canfabal sweater, well, guess what? Do it by Saturday, because Sunday, yeah, we really start feeling it. And then on Monday, well, I don't know, man, because it only drops further. 74 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast and 74 inland. Some people don't say, well, that's a holiday for me. I had to take that day off. Or just make sure you put in for it for today. And then in terms of our, what do we have next going for us? We have our astronomical forecast. The sun rose this morning at 6:25 a.m. and it's going to set at 5:46 p.m. And then the moon rises at 2:32 p.m. today, and the moon is going to set at 5:46 p.m. And that does it for our Eye on the Weather, folks. Stay warm.
All right, Paul, thank you very much for that engaging weather update. We are going to take our first break now, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is all about empowering teenage mothers with youth enhancement services.
at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
But that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are having our first conversation this morning, and as we mentioned before the break, we're about to dive into a conversation all about empowering teenage mothers with youth enhancement services. We are joined this morning by Stephanie Reyna. She is the Executive Director of the Youth Empowerment Services, also known as YES, or Yes. And it's such a pleasure having you here with us this morning, Ms. Reyna. Good morning again.
Thank you as well.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Now, I know that a lot of people might be wondering what the services of the Youth Empowerment organization is about. For persons who might not be familiar, this nonprofit was formerly under the Human Development Department. It's now under the Youth Department.
Right.
But tell us a bit about how long YES has been around and what you guys do.
Okay, so Youth Enhancement Services.
Enhancement,
yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, we have been in existence for now 36 years.
Wow.
We used to first focus with 3 main programs. The first one was the Teenage Pregnancy Program. The second one is the Outreach Program. And we also had a training center for the same teen mothers and even girls who had dropped out of school. That would have been the center where we basically would get them back, prepare them, and then send them back to a school setting of their choice. But currently we're just doing the teenage pregnancy program and the outreach and advocacy program.
Wow.
Yes.
With 35 years under your belt,
Yes.
I imagine you guys have seen a lot of young women come through
Yes.
this nonprofit and, of course, restored a lot of people by giving them a second chance at getting back on their feet. How has these different initiatives, these different programs within YES, as you mentioned, by naming them, established perhaps building confidence back in these young women?
So to be honest, with all the guidance that we have given to some of these girls, I can attest that we have had several of our teen mothers be a part of our board member. Remember, with the board member, there is a criteria that you need to have to establish that person to become a member. And a lot of these girls have been becoming managers, they are supervisors, they have great positions after they have left YES. And so we go back to them again, giving them that opportunity to continue building with us. And so that's what we normally focus, to see those successful stories, and then we still try to have them back to help us support with other girls, you know, that might have been in that same position they were once were.
Yeah. So we understand that you all are now relaunching your Teenage Mothers program, right? So talk a bit about what you all do where that program is concerned.
Okay, so with that program, it's basically a safe space for them, right? We normally would meet with them 2 times for the month. But apart from that, we still have the coordinator that would reach them one-on-one to just ensure that there is, you know, if there's any necessity, we would be able to give them that support. So within that program, what we do is that we try to guide them. Sometimes they are first-time mothers.
Yeah.
They come from cases, again, where they're sexually abused, right? A lot of persons in society might say, oh, she may deserve it, or she caused that. But in reality, each teen mother has a different story. And so for us, we try to provide them that support. We refer them if they need the counseling sessions as well. We try to do recreational activities because, again, sometimes they don't have that. So that's where they have that safe environment where we would provide them with that. We provide them with Pampers, the basic hampers that they would need. And we are also looking for persons that, you know, would want to donate, stuff like that, to continue, you know, giving them that. Because trust me, us being an NGO, sometimes it is challenging when it comes to funding and stuff like that.
You know, Miss Stephanie, I have to input this really, and I know it might be hard feedback to hear, but I don't think it's one that we haven't heard time and time before when it comes to nonprofit organizations that are designed to provide support to populations like teenage mothers. There's often a criticism that the work that you guys do kind of encourage more young people, more young mothers. We see Miss Stephanie nodding in approval, and I've heard it very, very, you know, much as well. What do you say to people who have that type of perception of YES and the work that you do?
To be honest, Sabrina, like I mentioned before, each teen mother has a different story. And when I talk about abuse, the different types of abuse some of these girls go through. Not to say that we encourage, but we try to be supportive, because many times the moment you become pregnant at a very early age, what the parents do, get out of my house, kick them out. So they have to go to their partners. And remember, sometimes when they go to these different environments, there's a whole cycle also of abuse that they might have encountered at an early age. And so when they're there, they experience these different types of abuse. So for us is to try to build them back, get them back prepared, and they're able to be independent.
So I find the criticism strange, but I understand.
You've never heard that before? I don't believe you never heard that.
I haven't, but I understand. I understand that it does happen, especially now that you've explained it. And why I find it strange is because I would imagine that these individuals need help, right? And if an NGO steps in to offer that help and rebuild these teenagers like you've described, then I personally don't see how it is encouraging it. I'm more seeing it as reaching out to a vulnerable population to give them the support they need.
Yes.
How prevalent is teenage pregnancy in Belize?
That's a great question. We just got some updates with the statistics, and I can say that the numbers have tremendously decreased. So that's something
Excellent.
good, you know.
Yes.
And this is not something shared or said by us, but by professional persons that, you know, we have had different consultations, but the numbers are literally down. So I say that's a good thing, and I think we need to continue educating them, especially when it comes to the sexual reproductive aspect with the contraceptives and so forth.
Just give us, do you have the numbers?
I don't have a number
Not on the
to
top
say,
of your head,
yes,
yeah.
but
Okay.
I can say it has decreased.
Okay.
Coming in contact with these young girls, and of course it's not all of them that you would be able to reach out to or would come to YES to get support, but what would you say are primary reasons that young women would find themselves becoming teenage mothers?
Okay, so one of the main first ones that I can say for us working with these girls is looking at the sexual abuse. A lot of rape has been happening, incest within the households, and that tends to be the main one that we normally tend to get when we speak with those girls doing the intake. That's the main one that we normally
So
see.
father and child?
Yes, or maybe an uncle, someone close, you know. They try to report it to the mothers or to the guardian, and like, you know, they wouldn't believe, and so they try to run away from that situation, and like I mentioned earlier, they go back now to a new environment and they end up with that same cycle.
So how long would you all spend with these young ladies?
So normally we spend with them 2 years, but right
2
now
years.
with this new revamping, we're trying to stay with them for at least 1.5 years so that then we can get other girls, because I won't lie to you, sometimes we would want to have bigger numbers. We have a lot of persons that would want to be in our program, but again, like I say, we are NGOs and we try to accommodate those, you know, with the little that we have.
But
right?
a year and a half to 2 years, I feel like that's a lot to make an impact.
Right.
And especially when you're talking about not only verbal and emotional, but giving tangible support as well. It goes a long way, especially for mothers. Being a parent myself, I know how a long way a pack of Pampers could go for anyone. What change do you all witness in these young ladies after they go through the program?
To be honest, we see that they become more independent, right? And that's our main focus. We want them to be able to, whatever skills, because like I said, it's not just for us to have that safe space to just educate them. No. Sometimes, let's say they want a job preparedness. If we see other organizations that are also offering stuff, we try to do that collaboration and try to build them. And so, like I said, it's once they're able to prepare themselves and have a job that they can be, you know, fully steady and independent, then for us that's a success.
So
right?
employment is one of the key factors for independence in a case like this.
Yes, because like I said, if they are already in an abusive relationship, and like for us, we cannot tell our clients get out of that situation. We are social workers. We have to go with what our clients want, you know, and then, you know, when they're ready to get out of that situation, then, you know, they're able to maneuver themselves.
I remember a couple months back speaking with a mother who was in an abusive relationship, and prior to being in that abusive relationship, she became a teenage mother, and it was the relationship between her and her mother became divided in a sense, so she had to leave the home, and she found herself, like you said, in that cycle where she entered an abusive relationship simply because the independence was not there. She admitted and confessed that she had to become dependent on a male, and that male took advantage of her because of that dependence. And she also expressed that she found freedom when she found her independence. And she told the young man that I don't have to put up with this anymore.
Right.
I imagine you hear several stories like that.
So many.
On an annual basis, on a daily basis even. What are usually the reasons, or what are the stories that you'd find when people come to your office, come to your building? Do they come based on someone might recommend them there?
Yeah.
Are they searching for help on their own? How are ways that people find themselves at YES?
So to be honest, Sabrina, we get referrals. Sometimes when we hear the ages of, we work with girls from ages 13 onward to maybe 18, 19. When we hear the age 13, a lot of persons are going to criticize us about how you have a very young, early person. But all of this has already went through the human services, so they would either refer us, one. Two, sometimes clinics, we do a lot of outreach within the clinics. They would also refer them to us. And three, we also try to work with the hospital. Sometimes we try to do outreach as well and try to see if they can also refer us to some of these clients that would need these services. So that's the way. We also use our social media whenever we have the programs coming up. That's also a way that we also try to share these informations.
You spoke about some of the resources that you try to provide to these young mothers as well, like hampers and whatnot. How do you guys go about getting resources? Because you just mentioned being a nonprofit, but there are collaborative measures with the government as well.
Yes. So to be honest, Sabrina, sometimes we try to seek donations from other persons. For us as NGOs, we always try to also do proposals. Again, we are competing with others, so sometimes we are not successful with that, but we try to look around to see who can give us that support, right? So that's how we go about. And then if we don't get, then it's going to be from our budget to see how best we can at least.
And I imagine the budget isn't that big.
Sabrina, it's not enough, but we try our best to at least cater, as much.
In my view, you all are unsung heroes. You all are catering to a sector of society that we've either shunned, we're ignoring, and behind the scenes you all are doing the dirty work, the work that is important, and YES is a part of that. I know the Human Services department is also a part of that. There's some dedicated people there that are walking alongside these young ladies in instances when their parents have abandoned them. At this point, you all, in relaunching this program, you're looking for how would you say,
new clients?
New clients or young women to assist?
Yes, so currently right now we have active 15 young ladies, right?
Wow.
We are trying to conclude with them, and then we are now seeking for a new set of young ladies to give them that support, right? And so currently, like I said, we are relaunching, and so the other ones that have been in our program, they already know that we're soon going to do that termination phase. Hurts us, but we have to also cater for other girls. So that's what we're doing now, trying to get new clients.
And you said that it usually happens by a referral system, but if people are tuning in right now and they are interested in knowing how they can get support, can they just reach out to YES?
Sure. So they can reach us at the contact number, which is 602-1859. They can share the information, and like I said, once we get the amount, we set our date, we meet with them, and we start giving those services to the girls.
Do you have any story, Ms. Stephanie, that has stayed with you, in your years of being a part of YES, that really makes you realize how important your work is and the work of YES is?
I can. So I had one of our, she was first a student and she became a teen mother. We were there with the support and everything, and eventually when she delivered, because we also go to visit them, so we try to be that supportive, not knowing that she was HIV positive. So it was good for us to be there to also support her as well, and just to kind of give her that guidance, because she also had a disability. All right. So for us, just being there to at least being on those first days and be able to just kind of go with the process and let her know, because when you're HIV, you cannot breastfeed, and so we had to be there just to ensure that we are giving that support, and But that's the one that I think
stuck with you.
Yeah, it stuck with me.
How do you assist where with in the academic aspect, because most teenagers are still in school, whether high school or college.
So back then, like I said, we had the training center, right? But now what we are doing with some of the girls that have been teenage pregnant, you know, in our program, we noticed that they are very advanced, right? Most of them had either dropped out within 3rd or 4th form, right? Back then we used to have a lot of girls in standard 6, standard 5. But now we are noticing that they are more like in the last years of their academic. And so they are a little advanced. And again, like I said, once they need that support to kind of boost themselves, we would be the ones to kind of guide them. We would work with Gwenley's evening school, because that's the main institution that most of them would go.
Wow.
And based on their curriculum, then we try to kind of like get them with that basic information so that when they go there, they're prepared. And again, once they go there, they still reach us for guidance, for, you know, and we would still support them. So it's not like we completely leave the girls, but we still try to give them that support as well.
That's
right?
such an incredible story
Yes,
and
it
journey.
is. Yes, it absolutely
Yeah.
is. Well, Stephanie, we are completely out of time. I'm going to give you once more an opportunity to share that number.
Okay.
How people can get in touch with you.
So they can go to our Facebook, or they can contact us at 602-1859. And just, you know, if you have anyone there that would want to join our program, we are more than willing to have them in.
Alrighty, thank you
All
very
right.
much
Thank
for
you
your
too.
time. I'm going to leave you with a motivational quote this morning, because you are motivating us with all the work that you do. This morning's quote is, "The biggest tragedy is to think that the trouble of others is no loss of ours." Again, the biggest tragedy is to think that the trouble of others is no loss of ours. And this is anonymous, but a beautiful message this morning. We take another break now, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the next conversation is Fighting Forward. Dr. X shares his treatment story.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love Your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquit Equipment Parts Service.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
All right. On the one fun day on, the window open and the light may turn off. You look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard, yes?
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter. They call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV from BL. How do you know?
Yes, man. It don't reach the money better to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you reach my area?
We're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our second conversation for this morning, and we have joining us a fighter, someone who's been fighting forward. Beloved pediatrician, cancer patient, Dr. Cecilio Eck, and he is joining us via Zoom from Merida, where he is currently undergoing treatment. Dr. Eck, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, and thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure having you, and
we honor.
Thank you for joining us this morning, even from your hospital bed. I think that's very courageous of you. So, talk to us a bit about this journey that you've been on, and how and the ebbs and flows of it. Even more so the recent occurrences.
Well, first and foremost, to God be the glory. This has been a real trial in my life, in my family's life. And after COVID had done its thing with me, I thought I would be on the easy street. But a year later, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I found out that I had biliary tract cancer just by chance. And then the journey to start its treatment began. And I vowed then to make it as public as I could to kind of get rid of the fear and stigma associated with cancer. A lot of people are ashamed of their diagnosis, and I tell people like some of the diseases like HIV is not something that you should be ashamed of. You should speak about it, depending on your personality, openly, and get rid of the stigma so more people can get treated earlier. We can do the preventive part to it. And once it's diagnosed, then we can treat it, and that is when you get the best outcomes.
Mm-hmm. What have you seen the public approach that you've taken to your journey? What have you seen it do for other cancer patients?
Well, we have the public forum like this one, where I speak on TV shows and I give interviews on the radio. But we also have private sessions. So in my little group, I have a very holy cousin who does a rosary every night. And I have noticed in that group that some of the people who are diagnosed, they kind of creep in slowly. They give no information about themselves. And after a couple of weeks have passed, they open up. And that by itself is therapeutic. Yeah. So I'm hoping that eventually, down the road, this thing becomes, less stigmatized, less people get less ashamed of it and think that it's something they did or didn't do that caused it. And just, face on, so you can get a better fight.
I think for me, Dr. Eck, one of the things that has really stayed with me in your journey since you made it public was the way that everyone has come forward and they want to fight this with you. And I really hope that you feel that. I remember the first time this announcement was made, even when you were diagnosed with COVID, how everyone came forward to rally behind you, hoping that you would be able to get over COVID-19. At that time, you would know there was a lot of fear surrounding that deadly flu. But even now, in this journey, in this other part of your journey, you have a strong support system behind you. It sounds like family. You spoke of your cousin who prays the rosary every day, but even patients, families, mothers, young children now growing up and following your story. How do you feel seeing the way that people are so behind you in this, in fundraising, but just in offering words of encouragement?
With COVID, it was very, very, very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I could remember just sobbing and crying when I listened to some of the kids' stories that they sent for me.
Yeah.
And I was still, and I was still, and I'm still surprised by the outpouring that I have seen. Now, maybe I cheated at life because I do an honorable profession.
Yeah.
I'm a pediatrician, and if you've had a kid, you realize that that person that you entrust to take care of your kid along with you will get calls late in the night, will advise you on things, even when they're on holidays, will be there and will, go through the ups and the downs with your kid. And your kid for you will be one of your greatest investments in your life.
Yes.
So the people that I see on a daily basis, I'm seeing patients, I'm taking care of them the best way I could. But I think from the opposite view, when they sit on the opposite side of the desk, they look at me as a part of their family.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually embrace that. I tell them, anytime you give me a little buzz, if anything you need advice with, you can call. And it's to the detriment of my family, but I think that is the reason that and Belize is small, so word of mouth gets around. And so when people heard that I was sick, that is why the outpouring began. But still, it is overwhelming. I must give thanks to God and to all my family, my friends, my colleagues, as well as my patients and their parents.
As a medical practitioner, being on the other side, if you would, what has it done for you in terms of what have you come to appreciate through all these, through your health journey, and more recently, what have you come to appreciate about being in the patient's seat or the patient's bed?
Well, if you know, with the COVID journey, for most of it, I was completely out of it. They put a tube down my throat. And I woke up in a strange hospital, a couple of weeks later. And I had some delusional thought, and that one was crazy. But from that one, I appreciated being in an ICU, speaking with the ICU people, knowing how it goes when you're on a bed connected to a ventilator. From this one, I am aware, I'm alert, I can collaborate with the docs that I'm speaking with, and then take a more active role in my management. The importance with that is that it has taught me that what I could say personally, I need to do more if I get back or when I get back on my feet, is to speak more to the parents and the family members, try to take more time to explain to them. And I think that is what we need more of, especially with what you see going on with my hospital, the KHMH now. You hear a lot of things going on. And I think all of that could be and can be avoided if we would spend more time speaking with the parents, speaking with the relatives, and explaining to them what's happening. So that's my outlook from being on the opposite side of the fence.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned having biliary tract cancer, and as Paul mentioned, you are currently temporarily living in Merida as you seek treatment. Tell us a bit about what that treatment journey has been like. Are you currently doing chemotherapy? What is the treatment like? What's a day like for you, Doc?
Well, initially, when I was diagnosed, the treatment included therapy to get rid of the pain.
Okay.
Because this one spreads from the liver and attacks the bone. So I had a big lesion in my left arm, and that the cancer had spread not only there but to the hips. But the biggest pain I had was in the hips, the joints, my hip joints, and the bone in my right upper limb. And so the initial therapy was to get some radiotherapy to stop the pain. So we did that, and then started on systemic therapy, which is to give the IV chemotherapy and immunotherapy, where at specific times every 3 weeks, I would get 2 different chemotherapeutic agents and a immunotherapy. And that spread within the body and kill the cancer from within my body. That worked for 14 months. And then I noticed maybe the beginning of December that I started to have more pain in my hips. Or I started to have pain. I had no pain before, but the pain spread pretty rapidly. And after some investigations were done, my oncologist realized that it had resurfaced. And so we stopped those medications. We have finished the radiotherapy to help with pain in the hips. But I think the damage was done in the hips, so I'm still bedridden. I'm having less pain in my hips, but I still cannot weight bear. So I need help. I need help to sit.
Are you still doing the
and to go to the
immunotherapy?
bathroom. And the next point is every 3 weeks,
Okay.
I then get my chemo and my immunotherapy. So that is why I'm here in Merida for the first few sessions. If these seem to be working, then hopefully I can return home and make a trip every 3 weeks.
Wow.
Now, I imagine this is a very costly journey as well. Doc, you have had to go through several means of fundraising for your treatments. You mentioned chemotherapy, which comes with its own price, immunotherapy, which I imagine is a lot more expensive. The level of treatment that is, based on my own knowledge. How have you gone about handling the financial burden that has come with this journey as well?
Me and my wife, we've had sleepless nights. We've had very good friends step in, colleagues, the diaspora, because I have friends not only in Belize but abroad who have contributed financially to my fight. And we're staying afloat for the time being. I do have an insurance with Sagicor, and they have been helping out immensely, but I think that one is nearing its end, so we'll see what happens after that. Yep. So it is hard. Chemotherapy is expensive in and of itself, but immunotherapy is the one that works, but it is really, really very expensive.
I believe that's the most expensive one, but I do want to highlight very quickly that there is a fundraiser taking place at this Friday, actually. Madisco is putting a fundraiser event in honor of Dr. X treatment that he is getting, and so I know that there are different bodies of people wanting to provide support, as he mentioned.
Doc, your story is very humbling. It shows how vulnerable life itself is, and how things could turn around in almost an instant. Yet through it all, you're here talking to us. You're a source of encouragement to many. Where do you find the strength, or where do you lean to get the courage that we see you express so boldly?
Well, first and foremost, when I was a very young chap, I used to serve at the Catholic Church. And I went to St. John's College. And even when I studied at the University of the West Indies in Mona, I used to trudge up, they call it the Gaza Strip, to the church that they had there with a couple of friends of mine. So my faith, and when my wife came over with our kids, we attended Mass because of their school. So my faith has been there throughout my life. And not only that, but I have friends, families, colleagues who are close to God. And that is foremost in our life. We, before I go to sleep at night, the prayer I say is, not my will, but your will be done.
Yes.
And I just pray that what I will and what you will align.
Yeah.
Because if they don't align, I just hope that I can accept your will. So the faith comes from above. It's not easy. I don't wish this illness or my journey on anyone. It is, as you said initially, very, very, very humbling, and it is a daily reminders I get of how humbling it is. But I give thanks to my colleagues. I give thanks to my family. My mom came from Houston and she's with me now. My bigger brother from Canada, he came for a week. My younger brother, he took off a week from work and he spent last week with me. And now I have my eldest brother, Sheffield, with me from Houston. So everybody's taking a week off to come and, pick me up and put me down. And my wife is here along with me throughout the journey. So I have a lot of familial support. And without all of those, I'm truly, truly humbled by that. And I'm sorry for the patients who would go through this without any of that.
Yeah. That's super encouraging to hear. I was finally, for me, how have this journey of yours, if any at all, helped you to reflect on our own healthcare system here in Belize when it comes to treating cancer patients? If it has allowed you that opportunity to reflect on it as a doctor.
Well, that's a discussion for maybe another hour. I could sit and discuss this with you because it's been part of what I've done or I've tried to do at KHMH, and I've been there for maybe 15 years. But in my case, it's dealing with the kids. So we had to sneak them into Mexico, right at Merida, right here, to see Dr. Pablo and his oncology team look after them. And eventually there was a MOU made with SSB and them where they see them for a pittance. But our babies get very good care here. They're trying right now to start a pediatric cancer care center in Belize, along with partners from Dr. Grant, down south, KHMH, and the Ministry of Health. And that is very, if you would go and investigate a little bit, that is very, very topical. That is the edge of the knife. That's what's happening right now as we speak. And, being at the forefront of it, I spoke with the fellow, Dr. Pablo, who, the other night when I was getting treated with radiotherapy, he sat while I was on my stretcher, and we spoke a little bit about it. So in terms of the bigger picture, for our population, with only one poor Dr. Yakab, the one oncologist, and he's an adult oncologist, I know it's overwhelming. He is more likely bombarded day and night. We need more funding in that area. We need to know that we're just a dot on the map, and we need help from our surrounding countries, from the sisters and brothers who live in countries who have more resources that can help us. So it's a big discussion. not to be squeezed or diluted in just 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
I appreciate your comments nonetheless. Thank you.
Yes. Finally, my last comment is I want to give people an opportunity to donate if they can to Dr. Eck's journey. I know, Dr. Eck, you have an open account that was shared previously before. Are you able to share that with us if we would like to make any donations or send any support to you at this time?
Maybe I can send the link later on
to
you guys, but I don't have it on hand right now. But one last thing I'd like to do is thank Parveen.
Yes.
Parveen Williams and her team at Madisco. Mitch as well, and Digi Wallet or DigiNet, who are supporting me in this fundraiser event on Friday. I don't know all the details about it.
It's currently on screen right now. So
but Parveen would be willing to spread the word on it.
Well, it's currently on screen right now. The flyer is on screen for people who would like to support Dr. Eck. There is an event taking place this Friday. As he mentioned, it's a collaboration between Madisco and Niche, and the ticket is $100. There's, of course, an entire experience for you guys if you'd like to support Dr. Eck, and of course, know that it is for his fighting journey against cancer. Dr. Eck, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us and to everyone else at this time who have been so invested in your journey. We are here with you. We wish we could hold your hand the entire way, but know that we are thinking about you and we are praying for you. We can't wait to find out, we can't wait to get that call, that notice that you are on the other end of this journey.
I hope so as well, and thanks for having me.
No problem.
Yes. All right. Well, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is all about shaping young minds at Anglican Cathedral College.
Crossed borders in Central America, searching for the stories behind the places we think we know. I'm Sabrina Daly, traveling as a Belizean, curious about the culture, the people, and the experiences that make each destination stand out. From the spirited landscapes of Honduras to the evolving heartbeat of El Salvador.
Go pupusas!
This journey explores what it really feels like to travel our region. This is Across Borders.
That's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Man, that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back. This is our third conversation, and it's all about shaping young minds at Anglican Cathedral College. We are joined this morning by Shanique Saldano in the middle. She's an English and Belizean Studies teacher at ACC. Also here with us is David Middleton to my immediate left. He's a life skills and job preparedness teacher. And all the way on the end is student Fernanda Echevarria. She's a Science 4th form student. Again, all representing the Anglican Cathedral College. Guys, thank you so much for joining us and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Now it sounds like you guys are having a lot going on right now at ACC. ACC was my neighbor school, and so they feel kind of like a part of my own school journey as well. Tell us a bit about what you guys have taking place. I know you have an activity coming up in February, but nonetheless, this is an opportunity to invite people to join ACC as well, the family.
Right, morning again. So yes, so we are here from the Anglican Cathedral College, and we're just here to share what our school has to offer now. ACC is one of the schools that is it's the only Anglican high school in the country of Belize. And so we usually would tell people, if you want to join the Anglican way, the Anglican excellence. But honestly, ACC is an institution where we try to provide a holistic growth or holistic era for our students to grow now. And so we try to provide activities, awareness activities to help our young people to have an open mind, to know that they are the future generation. And so they have to be able to be responsible. They have to be able to be critical thinkers, innovators, So we always challenge our students. So once you join ACC, you will be challenged because we want to be able to see that when you leave ACC, you are prepared for the future.
And there's also excellence that comes out of ACC
Right,
as well when we think of the Anglican diocese. We've had, I believe, a conversation last year where there were people, you know, celebrating, people coming from the diaspora to celebrate
the alumni.
The alumni. I know we have, I believe it's our deputy mayor who was a graduate of ACC as well, and several other
the
people
mayor
who
was a graduate of the Anglican Cathedral College. We have former prime minister. So we do have people who came from ACC.
Wow, I love that. Teacher Saldano, what makes the ACC experience stand out from the rest?
There's a lot of things, to be honest. Like what Mr. Middleton mentioned, for me and for me specifically, I've always liked to see teaching is more than just content. You are to some degree trying to foster that, what would you call it? Foster that, what you want from them in the future, that holistic growth, more than just an academic student, but a student that can actually get up and speak. And so, being honest, not throwing Fernanda out there, but I am glad that Fernanda was one of the students that joined us today, because she was my homeroom student when she was in second form. She's now in fourth form, but I do believe she is one of those perfect examples of one of those students who strives for more than just academics. Fernanda has made I would say, a complete growth change from just being this little shy student in second form, going along the way, getting her work done, getting her papers done, to now she is actually a peer helper, she's a prefect, and so you can see whereby she has grown in more than just that academic sense. And so, back to your question, I do believe that we offer our students more than just coming into a classroom. Similarly to the week that we are trying to push for next week, it gives them, or it allows them to develop their soft skills as well, so more than just academics.
Fernanda, tell us a little bit about yourself. Why did you choose ACC as your high school to go to?
My name is Fernanda. I'm very skilled at drawing and painting. The reason I chose ACC was because, well, at first I was a bit skeptical because I heard my school had a lot of rules, but it wasn't that bad when I actually came. The school was very nice, and you know, I got to learn a lot of experiences from going to ACC, and I've made a lot of friends on the way, and I've had a lot of, you know, growth over the years.
Are there any things you particularly enjoy about being on campus with other students?
Well, going to school, socializing is, you know, is during break and lunch, and everyone in my school is very nice. I enjoy my learning experience and everything, like, around the school.
How did you become a prefect? What did that take for you?
Well, I had to do a bit of summer camp to be a prefect, and I had to do a lot of speaking and things. We did a bit of an activity during summer where I had to, I think it was someone from City Council, he came, and we did a bunch of activities like drawing, writing. He asked us a lot of questions, and after the end I passed and I became a prefect.
So what made you want to become a prefect?
Well, I would say I'm kind of like, I put myself in a leader role when it comes to my classmates and my friends around me. Like, everyone says I'm very helpful. So I wanted to guide people more. I wanted to help out my classmates, my schoolmates, in anything I can help them out with.
So you went from being concerned about too much rules to now being a part of the enforcer of the rules. Look at that.
It's really not that bad. Like,
okay, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I don't think my school rules are very difficult to follow. I think it's very easy if you pay attention and listen to what they tell you to do.
I like that. I'm glad to hear that.
Like I said, very lovely.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that. So next week the school is engaging in a program. Talk to us about what's happening next week.
Yes, so every year we try to create some awareness activity for young people where they could be the voices. And last year we had an Empower Her event and a Brotherhood Day. That was 2 separate events where we had all our female students come together in one, where they could share similar experiences, similarly with the males. This year, we've decided to go a bit bigger, and we are going to be having our Youth Week under the theme Youth Power for a Sustainable Future, Innovate, Unite, Lead. And so we are going to be starting off with our pop-up booth, where we're having organizations come in. This year the focus is on sustainable development, education, culture, and understanding the Convention on the Rights of the Child.
Okay.
And so these booths will be coming in and share a little bit to our students about what it is that they need to know that will be able to help them in their future. On the Tuesday, we are going to be showcasing what ACC has been doing with our students. So it's not only about the classroom, but what students can then share out into the real world. And so we'll be having a parade on that day, and we've branched it off. So each farm will be responsible for a specific team
to showcase,
right?
Oh, what's your form gonna be highlighting?
So our Fort Farm students will highlight sustainable development.
Okay.
You're being told now.
He's like, oh, really?
Yes. Third farm will be highlighting education. Second will be the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and first farm will be highlighting culture.
And how do they go about highlighting that?
So these students will be using placards, posters, and banners. I know for third farm, they are going to be doing a mixture in Spanish as well. So the banners will be done in Spanish. And that way, when our students are out showing what they have learned, if you are not able to read fluent in English or understand English, you're able to understand it through your language,
yes,
Spanish. And so we've decided to do a little bit of different ideas along the way. And on the Wednesday, we are going to be having our grand youth rally.
To close things off with a bang.
Yes, and so this year we have decided to do it a little bit different.
Yes.
And so we've invited our neighboring schools. So we've invited Wesley College, Mad Williams High School, Gwenlays, and Excelsior to be a part of this activity. During the rally, we'll be having a panel discussion. And I think the important part of the panel discussion is because our young people will be the ones who will be sitting there talking about issues that affect young people and what they can do to help themselves for the future. And so we've invited one student from each of the schools to sit in, and some of the topics that we'll be discussing will be staying in school, youth voices, peer pressure, mental health.
Wow.
That sounds like something I think a lot of people would love to listen to as well.
It shows that over at ACC it's more than just staying in the classroom and learning. It's about that holistic growth that you all were seeing from the start, Teacher Saldana.
And so for the panel discussion, being honest, I was really a fan of that one. I really tried to push for that one because for me, it's like what I mentioned, and Mr. Middleton shared the same sentiments as well. For our Youth Week, we wanted it to be more than simply presentations being done to our students, for them to just be sitting and seeing presentations, but for them to actually take part, for them to be engaged in it, so they're actually doing something. And last year when we did I'm a female, so I didn't go to the Brotherhood Day, but for the Female Empowerment Day, we did do something of that sort. So Mr. Middleton did put together a panel for them, and we had one of our students who was a part of the panel, and then other females who basically were able to sit and speak to them. And so I like the idea of doing that. However, having all the different students, having them share their experiences, share their mindset, and being able to sit in a circle and have a conversation with each other, understanding the different points of view and being able to respect each other's points of view. So I do like that using that activity, we actually get to see our students in a different light to some degree.
Madam Prefect, why do you think it is important one reason why you think it's important for students to learn from students like this?
Well, I think it's important because, for instance, when I was in my group for the females, we were talking about, our period cycles, our menstruation, everything that keeps us clean and stuff. So I think that was very important for us to know, because as some females, like in school, they don't learn about that stuff at home. So I think it was important to learn it at school, where there's other people around you who have, more things in common with you.
I love that.
Are these conversations, based on your peers and being a leader, but are these the types of conversations that young people are having when the adults or when the teachers leave the classroom?
Like about
what was just mentioned, if they feel that they're being heard, if they feel, are they having conversations about, other young people who are dropping out of school, and is it important to continue school?
Yes, I feel like we talk about it more as teens with each other than we talk about it with other grown-ups, because we feel more safer talking to each other about these things than with older people, because we get each other more.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Absolutely. I mean, we were teenagers. We know how that feels.
I was just here like we're older people now.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, but even
we were just here like yesterday.
even at this age, there are certain things we talk about between each other that we don't want adults doing. We're adults.
Right? But I know that you mentioned other schools will be invited to the rally, to the other events that will be taking place as well. How can, us on the outside view in and support? Is this something that we can expect, other activities like this throughout the year as well?
Right, so we do have activities through the year that actually showcase different awareness that we want our students to be knowledgeable of. This is one event that when we went to the drawing board to prepare for it, at the initial stage, the event was very costly. And so we had to go back again and see how we could then reduce certain things. In all honesty, we wanted to use the Belize Civic Center, where we could have invited more schools and have the public come in and view what ACC actually has to offer. Unfortunately, the Bliss is only able to host roughly 600, and that's our target group. So we are going to be hosting about 600 students on that day. But I guess if the media house would want to stop in and
always welcome.
Yeah, right. They're always welcome, especially at looking at the rally itself. There's a portion where we are going to be highlighting several students. So we're going to be giving awards to several of our students on that day. Some of the categories is academic excellence, the Phoenix Award, and so we have 16 students that we'll be giving a Resilient Award to. And these are students who have faced some sort of adversity, and these students are able to bounce back. And it does not mean that these students maybe are struggling because they're living in poverty, but maybe something within their lives had happened, and these students were able to use that to get back up, focus on their academics, focus on their social self, and continue to be the person they are. And from that group of students, we'll be selecting one student that will be receiving the Phoenix Award. We will also be highlighting a student who is versed in supporting their community and their environment, because we also want to be able to share that it's important to protect our community, protect our environment. Many times we walk on the street and we see students maybe would be eating, and after they're finished, they would throw it on the ground and litter, right? So we want our students to know that it's important to protect our environment. It's important to protect our community. We are a part of the community. So that's some of the awards that we will be giving out on that day as well.
All right, I could just imagine the energy that will be in place next week, Wednesday. It's going to be hype.
Before we take a quick break, I want to engage you guys in a quick activity. Since you guys are teachers, you know all about this, right? Activity on the spot. We have a pop quiz for you guys, and it is our cultural phrase of the day. Now, I want you guys to decode this and tell me what it means. It's really a Creole proverb. Now, it goes like this. Da no way you no have tongue, make cow no talk. Da no way you no have tongue, make whole not talk. And this translates
in
to English as?
It is not that it doesn't have a tongue that makes a cow not talk. First time I got it. I mean a Creole to the bone. It is not that it doesn't have a tongue that makes a cow not talk. What does that mean?
What does that mean, guys?
That no way you not have tongue make cow not talk.
I would love to hear particularly from our Belizean Studies English teacher.
If I'm being honest, like I think there's actually a card game where you just say or something like that. Yeah, and so I've seen some of the colloquial terms before. For me, I'm sorry, I Belizean Studies, yes. However, I'm a bit more literal in the interpretation. So for me, I'm just getting from it something else as you are able. All right,
you want to repeat it, Fia?
I'm okay. I'm trying to articulate how I'm going to explain this now. Okay, so something else is basically hindering you from speaking about a specific topic.
Okay.
What do you think, Mr. Middleton?
Right, I was just going to say the same thing, now that when it's...
Take you on,
right? No. So we do have where I believe sometimes we want to voice our opinions, but there are certain limitations, or there are certain barriers that does not allow us, right, that restricts us and does not allow us to want to be able to speak. Maybe if we're speaking out, we are afraid that something might happen. And it takes us right back to what we're doing. So we're working at a school.
Marketing right
And so with the activity that we're having, we want our students to amplify their voices. And so we don't want our students to feel like we're hindering them from speaking up. I always tell my students, if something is affecting you, you are the voices. If it is that you're going to create a petition and draft it and send it to the principal, go ahead, but always remember to be respectful.
But I know that mean one line statement. I will look for one line answer.
I gave my one line answer. I gave my one line answer.
Right? But actually, so I think it makes more sense when you say it like they call, not they talk, not because they have. Well, yeah. Anyway, so I can't translate it the other way, but the meaning is, you don't have to repeat everything you see, hear, or know.
Oh wow, I did not expect that one.
Yeah, I mean, right? But yes, I like you guys.
Yeah, I like it too.
I prefer those.
All right. Well, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, our next conversation is fighting to rise through the ropes with PROFC.
Full-Tech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Full-Tech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, Small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
That's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love Your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Banquet Equipment Parts Service.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. This is our final conversation for this morning, and we're going to fight our way to the end of this morning's show. We have joining us on set Mr. Riverol as well as Mr. Silva. correct?
That's
And
right.
so they're both on set. We have here a fighter, and you, Mr. Riverol, you're a
CEO of PROFC.
CEO of PROFC. And of course, he gave it away. They're here to talk about PROFC and an upcoming fight, but more an upcoming event that is. And then I'll also get to try my hand at a bit of
MMA,
techniques.
mixed martial arts, that's right.
Mixed martial arts. Tell me, Mr. Riverol, about this movement in Belize.
Yeah, well, MMA is the biggest sport, it's the fastest growing sport in the world, and Belize is no exception. We are the fastest growing sport in Belize as well. And it's something I want to educate people. MMA is not boxing, so that's one of the reasons we want to do this demonstration with you and Diego Silva right now. Diego's a professional fighter from Mexico City.
And I'm a professional fighter
and you're a
from
professional
Belize.
from Belize City. And this event, PROFC 20, is Saturday here in Belize City.
Okay.
We're back in Belize City after 3 years. And we're at the Lord Ashcroft Center. So we're going to do a little demonstration so you and Diego can do pretty much what we do at MMA fights.
So you said this is not boxing.
No, it's mixed
So-
martial arts. So we do
Mixed
all the arts. So we
martial
do a little bit of boxing, we do a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we do a little bit of grappling, we do kickboxing, we do everything. So it's all the arts combined.
So training is dynamic then. I would imagine in that training room it's just so dynamic.
It's a very hard training, but it's something that I love and Diego loves.
Yeah.
And it's, once you do it once, you get addicted to it. It's like no other sport in the world.
Diego, where do you train?
I'm a Mexican fighter, so I train in Mexico.
You train in Mexico?
Yeah.
So you're here for the fight?
Yeah, I just came for the fight, so
Okay.
stay tuned and don't lose the fight, okay? You have to see it.
Okay, all right.
To
So
be there.
we're gonna do a
Yeah, a
little
little demonstration. He's
demonstration.
gonna show a little like a shadow boxing, and he's gonna go from a boxing stance to a takedown, and probably not really take you down, but take your back.
Yeah.
All right.
So basically, what we do in MMA, we can do a little bit of boxing.
Yeah.
We can do a little bit of kicks. Also, we have kicks. We
Yeah.
have some knees.
Woo,
we have
take it back.
elbows.
Woo.
So it's like a complete
Yeah.
sport. Also, if you are losing the fight on the standing, you can
run
go
away.
to the grappling.
Oh, you're grabbing.
For example, we can go like this, and then we go to your back.
Yeah. Oh.
We
yeah.
can take you back, or
And then you bring me down.
yeah, and then you can continue with the fight on
Okay. So that's why it's different than boxing, because
Yeah.
you're using your hands, you're using your elbow, you're
Correct.
also using your
The
knee,
knees,
and then you
everything.
could grab and you could.
Yeah, we have kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, we have boxing on the same fight, so that's why it's very dynamic.
Can you teach me one move to defend myself if somebody comes punching?
Sure. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw a jab. This
Yeah.
is my jab. You're gonna make a bending, okay?
Okay.
So just
So how
your
do I
hands,
stand?
hands up.
Hands
you
up.
have to be like a little bit open, yeah? And then when I throw this, you go this way.
Slip.
Okay? Yeah, and then slip the other side, okay? If I
Ooh.
throw this one, you're gonna be on the, that's perfect, yeah. And then the other side, again.
These are basic techniques.
Yeah, just basic technique. So you do it again.
Slip.
1, 2,
Then roll,
go
roll,
down,
yeah. Roll
and
the other
then go
side.
down. Yeah.
Can I then come back with a response?
Yeah.
How do I respond now?
For example, if you go this way,
Yeah.
then you're gonna throw your left hand to my hand. Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Then I throw it to your hand like I'm going to
yeah,
your face.
yeah, and then the other way, again, just do the same. Perfect.
Oh, and that would hurt.
Yeah, you can knock me down. No?
Have you ever been knocked out before?
No, not yet. No,
You-
never.
not yet, and
No.
hopefully never,
No,
right?
never.
Have you ever knocked out somebody before?
Yeah, I have made some TKOs.
TKOs, technical knockouts.
Technical knockouts, correct.
Yeah, that's when you really damage somebody and then they can't fight anymore, right?
Yeah, they can stop the fight because they cannot fight anymore. And you can also make some, grappling, some jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I make a?
Yeah, no, you could.
This
could
is
go
the
ahead.
most basic movement. So you go this way, then you go this way, and then you can
rear
put
naked
him to
choke,
sleep.
yeah.
Okay.
You can put me to
It's
sleep
called
like that.
Rear naked choke. You wanna try it?
Yeah,
you
sure.
have to put your hand here.
Like a
then
V.
You have to close it here, yeah, and then you have to make some.
Oh, yeah, I could feel that.
And if I do this, it's like
tapping out.
Yeah, and you have to.
That's a firm grip.
Yeah,
like when you
it's
do that.
really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really firm grip.
Yeah,
okay.
it's one of the most basic movements in jiu-jitsu.
And then I realize that when you're on the ground, sometimes it's like you're tossing and you're tussling, trying to gain control.
Yeah,
right? Is that it?
You have to be on the top side, and you can make some ground and pounds. You can hit the person on that is down, and you can also make some submissions.
What's the hardest part? Fighting standing up or fighting on the ground?
For me, I prefer standing up.
You
That's
prefer
what I
standing
love,
up?
like Mexican style, because we love boxing.
Boxing, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's kind of tired. It's very tired to be
on the ground.
Yeah, a lot.
Wow. Wow. And I would imagine you've bled a lot as well. Like, do you bleed?
Sometimes, yeah, they hit you like here. There are some parts of your body that make you bleed.
What's the hardest hit you've ever taken?
Last fight, I get some injured here.
Wow.
So
and it was bleeding.
It was bleeding, yeah.
That's crazy. All right, let's bring Mr. Rivera back into the conversation.
Yeah, what they want to do is they want us to do like a quick combination of me. You could take me down and then submit me with an armbar. Or
yeah, I want to get out of the
whichever
way.
you prefer to do. So.
Can I get out of the way? You need help? You're good? You got it? Okay, you got it. I think you need help.
Okay.
That's good. It's perfect.
Okay, so that's a quick takedown.
That's how we take down. See, finish the armbar submission, so the fight was over there, right?
Yeah. So tell me a bit more about this fight that's taking place, this event. I see you have a lot of fighters.
Yes, all right. So PROFC 20 is our 20th event, and we're excited to bring it back in Belize City. And yes, we have 15 exciting MMA fights. We also have 4 professional fights, including Diego Silva, who is on the main card. Yeah, he's fighting Dylan Hermachea from Panama City, an undefeated professional fighter. And for the main event, we have Jalen Perez from Belize, from Orange Rock Town, out of Belize, of course, the country of Belize, representing Belize, fighting Sergio Vicente from Guatemala City. Jalen is undefeated as a pro, and he wants to continue that undefeated streak. He's fighting Sergio Vicente from Guatemala City, a very exciting young fighter as well. So it's a top fight in the main event. We also have Eric Rowano, the most famous fighter out of Guatemala City, the most successful fighter from there. He's fighting Ty Johnson from Frisco, Texas, out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. So it's a big fight as well for the co-main event. And then we also have Frank Vasquez from Placencia, a professional fighter, fighting Jorge Urbina from Honduras, Tegucigalpa. And then we have the female fights, the championship fight between Camila Argueta from Cancun, Mexico, versus Isabella Orquila from Guatemala City. So a lot of international fight. And then we have the feature fight, which is from Belize City, Dominic Biano. He's fighting Emiliano Chacon from Guatemala City as well. Dominic is undefeated as an amateur. He wants to continue that streak. He's a young guy, 17 years old. And he's very popular. Chef Rogers' son.
Yes, correct.
So yeah, he's one of the guys that people are going to come out and support.
Yeah.
And I said Diego, of course, is fighting Dylan Hermachea. And we also have many other fights from 7 p.m. sharp we start. All fights are exciting. The event PROFC does it like no other event. It's an experience. It's something that I give to the fans, that once you go one time, you get addicted to being there. The fights there's no boring time. It's exciting from start to finish. We have lights, truss, screens. Fort George is going to provide you drinks, food, everything. And it's inside the brand new venue, the Lord Ashcroft Center. So make sure you come and support.
Huge venue.
Yes.
What's the cost of the tickets?
It's $100 general, $200 VIP, and we also have tables with 6 VIP chairs included for $1,000. So you get right next to the cage, VIP service, bartender, waitresses, food in your table, everything. It's an experience like no other. Like what I said, PROFC is the most exciting MMA league in Belize, and MMA is the most exciting sport in the world. So come and check it out here in Belize City tomorrow. Saturday.
Mr. Rivera, thank you so much. Diego, thank you so much. I'm going to invite Sabrina back on set so we could wrap this show up for this morning. She's such...
The last thing I want to say, sorry, is that tomorrow, Friday, we have the weigh-ins at 7:30 at the Lord Ashcroft Center. Free, open to the public. You can come see the guys face off each other. They're going to be having also like pictures with them and stuff like that. And also, before I go, I want to thank my sponsors, because without sponsors, we cannot have events like this. Thanks to Channel 5 for having us here. Open your eyes. Thank you for having us here. Belikin Stout, Go Strong, always sponsors us. Our main platinum sponsor for this event is Gorilla Energy Drink. Go support Gorilla Energy Drink. Also, the Global Association of Mixed Martial Arts, GAMA. High Life from San Pedro. Landis and Sons. Chef Roger. R&R Body Shop. Cuellos Caribbean Distillery Rum. Zeta Water from Orange Rock. And I also want to thank my brother from Ilshot Records in Los Angeles, California, who always supports PROFC. And thank you to everyone that's going to attend the event. Because of you guys, we cannot have this event.
All right.
Wow.
That looked really exciting, Paul.
Yeah.
I think you could kind of handle yourself. All right. I'll be proud of him in the ring. You know, we do have to wrap things up, though. It's been a wonderful morning. It is January 29th, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BZ.
As well as Instagram for behind the scenes content. That's OIE Belize. You can even call us or text us on our OIE phone number. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow for What the Friday, when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Thursday, Belize. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.